Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. It's a Friday afternoon, it's Hasbeen's birthday, it's freezing cold here in South Africa where I'm doing this reading. The wind has been howling all day. It might pick up and start howling again during these readings. It was the perfect weather for the old dog. He would have loved a day like this. We would have had to head off across the tundra together. But anyway, he's with the great wolf in the sky, and I am here at the tarot table without him, which makes me very sad. But we have the Tarot of Curious Creatures on the tarot table to entertain ourselves this afternoon. And I'm using the Tarot of Curious Creatures to look at a curious creature, Beth Herlihy, because who has been shadowing Megan at the Invictus Games but Beth? She was there, of course, loud and proud at the beginning with Harry, looking very intimate, very cozy, and then of course the witch flew in on her broomstick. And now Beth was relegated to the shadows. Well, not really, not today. Today, as Megan was prancing along down the street in her baby grow, that she seemed to fancy those strange short suits that she's decided she will wear that barely cover her bits and show those legs for miles. As she was prancing down the road, as I say, ahead of a marching band, to very limited applause, Beth was standing on the sidelines with Harry. Beth always dressed well, appropriately, I think. And to dress appropriately is a remarkable achievement given how Megan dresses in comparison. And there she was standing with Hasbeen. Hasbeen had a bit of a scowl on his face. What a surprise. So I want to know what's going on between the two women. Curious minds want to know, with the Tarot of Curious Creatures, how they view each other, as love rivals, how they stack up as love rivals, how their devotion to Hasbeen compares, and who of the lucky two will win the man-booby prize, as I have decided to call it. I have read on Beth before. It's reading number 354 on this current Royals playlist. It looked in that reading as if Beth was playing a long game, a waiting game, biding her time while Hasbeen went through baptism of fire. And she would be waiting on the other side. Perhaps that was, of course, tarot. And let's remind you, as the tarot deck completely disintegrates, that this is just tarot for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion. It's all speculation. I read energy here, archetypal energy. We can learn from the misfortunes these archetypes go through. And there's a disclaimer in the box below. I'm going to do a compare and contrast. Beth on the left, Megan on the right. We're going to see their feelings about each other, their view of each other as a love rival, how they stack up, attitude to Hasbeen, their devotion to Hasbeen, and who, as I say, will win the man-booby prize. That's your reading. Let's see what the cards want to tell us, and as I do this, it gets darker and darker and darker. I started out in quite a good sunlight, so I'm sorry if you have to start lighting candles and I don't know, oil lamps to follow the reading. I do apologise. And the rain starts to lash down. We're having a wild September. That's the very strange looking reading. Let's improve it a bit, shall we? There we go. There it is. Beth, Megan. It's a compare and contrast. I'm trying to scooch it all in together, so I'll explain. Ooh, we have the Magician underlying. That's interesting. Showtime, girls and boys. If there are any boys watching, there are a few, I know. But it's showtime. It's absolutely showtime here on the stage at the Invictus Games. Which is very unfortunate for the Invictus Games. We'll be looking at that in the next reading. But showtime with the Magician. And interesting, because a magician is always someone who's a little bit duplicitous, just by the very nature of their game that they play. Got their cards up their sleeve. You don't quite know what tricks they have. You don't quite know what their intentions are. You don't quite know where you stand with the magician, and the magician can do anything and make anything happen. Beth, our girl Beth, is a PR person as far as I can tell. So that's magician energy. And Megan, of course, believes very fervently in the power of magical thinking. So there you have them. Interesting. What's going on? Heart of the reading. What's the central issue that we've got here? Oh, we've got the Three of Swords in reverse. That's pain, heartache, betrayal. It's always a third party in a relationship situation. The Three of Swords traditionally is read like that in love readings. So when you see a Three of Swords and you're dealing with a couple, you think, who's the third party? Someone has a bit on the side. And so there it is. I'm not accusing Beth of being a bit on the side. She's obviously a working girl, and I mean that in the strict professional sense of working girl. She's there to do a job, which seems to be Harry's minder. And so I'm not accusing her of anything untoward, not at all. But it's interesting that there is an energy of three. There were three of us in this marriage, a kind of a vibe here. Interesting. How they view each other. How does Beth view Megan? What does she think of Megan as a person? Knight of Swords in reverse. She views her as very harsh, very cruel, vindictive, vicious. Swords, when they're in the reverse, are not very truthful also. So somebody who clouds issues, who maybe says some quite nasty things, some quite poisonous things that maybe are not true. Very critical, very cutting, very cold, very ruthless. How does Megan view Beth? According to the cards, we got the Six of Swords in reverse. This is trouble that I think Megan would like to go away, but she's not going away. She's just sticking around. Six of Swords is moving on, leaving something behind. It's in reverse. It's also a travel card, the Six of Swords. It's overseas travel. So, I suspect that one of the reasons Madame jumped on that broomstick so smartly that she didn't even have time to steam her clothes, iron her clothes, or even pick out any appropriate clothes. As I say, it looks like children's play suits. When you've got them out the baby growth and you've put them into little rompers and play suits and things like that. Don't know why I'm using 1950s language, but it's just come out that way. But anyway, it's all stuffed in a suitcase and off she hurtled. It's this, I need to travel overseas. I need to go back because the Six of Swords in reverse is returning to the scene of the crime. No crime committed, of course, but I need to hurry along, get back there, get back to Europe where Beth is, because Beth is everywhere and this is causing trouble. She's trouble. Megan can tell that she's trouble. Megan, of all women, would know, I think, who seems to have a bit of a sideline in trying to move in on other women's husbands. Serena Williams allegedly feels that way, and I think some of those tech billionaires, my wives, might also feel the same way, or girlfriends. What's her name? Baldy guys. Latest squeeze. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see how they view each other as love rivals. Do they view each other as love rivals? Love rivals. How does Beth view Megan as a love rival? Is she in her sights? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody who is not there for the long haul. She views Megan as grabbing the money and disappearing. The Ace of Pentacles is a big payday. It's big money making potential. She sees that Megan is a grifter. How about that word? We can say allegedly, but we don't really need to, do we? But Ace of Pentacles in reverse, someone after a big payday, but not prepared to put in the effort, not prepared to do the work. And our girl Beth, and I forgot to look up her star sign before I did this reading. I'm sure I looked it up the last time around, but anyway, our girl Beth doesn't have much view of Megan's staying power, her commitment, her dedication to the cause. How does Megan feel about Beth as a love rival? Is she threatened by her? Worried about her? Six of Cups, yes, she is. She sees her as someone that goes back to has-been's past, somebody that he feels sentimental about, somebody who has known him for a long time, has been a source of comfort to him, and is an ongoing source of comfort. Your Six of Cups people are the people who've known you through thick and thin, the people you don't discard. You shouldn't discard. The people from your past, your childhood, your young days, your innocent days, your playmates that you just don't discard. So there it is. Megan is intimidated by her, is concerned about her. Let's look at their dedication to has-been, their devotion to the cause. How about Beth? How devoted is she to has-been? I've got the World in reverse. This is a story that hasn't reached an end yet with the world in reverse. It's a long story. It goes with the Six of Cups, the world in reverse. This is a story that hasn't resolved yet, hasn't reached a conclusion, goes round and round. So, and she's traveled the world with him, and she's stuck by his side, and she's a PR person. It's a publicity card for me as a reader. The world, when I do these royal readings, I always say that. But the world in reverse, she maybe feels that this is not going to end happily. She may be concerned. It's a big card. It's major arcana. But she's there for the long haul with the world in reverse. She's there for a long haul, but she's not certain that she's going to get what she wants, that this is going to end well for her. Interesting. As I said, I did a reading. It's reading 354 in the playlist. Her name isn't in it, in the title, because I didn't want to put it in the title. I didn't want to draw attention to it. Megan's devotion to has-been. It looks very convincing if you don't know her very well, and you're watching the Invictus Games, and you're a sugar or a teenage girl, and you think, oh, such lovey-dovey vibes there, but how does it go? We got the Fool in reverse. It's Fool 2. This tarot deck has 2 Fools. You go round and you get to the second fool who's learned some lessons and not quite so stupid. But this fool, the second fool that this tarot deck has decided to include, this fool is in the reverse, and Megan is not in it for the long haul, just as Beth suspects, according to the energy of these cards and my interpretation of the cards. But the Fool in reverse is no fresh start. We don't go around. We've been around the wheel. We ended with the world. We've been around. I'm not doing this again. It's not worth it for me. I've learnt my lessons. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve with you. I've got that grin stuck on my face. My face muscles must hurt so much. If there is any feeling left in that face, debatable. But she's not there for the long haul. She really isn't. She's done and dusted. I'm going to have a little cough. And I'm back after that brief pause, which hopefully you won't even have noticed. But a lot of dust blowing around in this wind, and it's making me cough suddenly. Anyway, outcome. Who gets the man-booby prize? Is it Beth? Is it Megan? Neither of them. What's going to happen ultimately with these 2 women who I think are love rivals? We got the Star in reverse. It doesn't look promising for either of them, quite honestly. A star is not born there. A star fades. A star fades. It's a card of lost despair. She suspects over here. She suspects it's not going to work out great for herself. She might be useful now, but a 22-year-old blonde bimbo might come along at a convenient moment and get another diamond from Diana's collection, and Pearl Beth gets elbowed out the way. That's not Megan. It's not Megan's energy. Megan's gone. Well, Megan's star is fading. It's fading fast. It's Aquarius, of course. The star is what it means astrologically. Definitely not Megan's energy from that point of view. I don't know what Beth is, but if she is an Aquarius, it doesn't look promising for her anyway, because it's in the reverse if she has strong Aquarius elements in her chart. It doesn't bode well. It doesn't bode well for either of them. And maybe has been, after one marriage, has decided it's enough, and he's not going to make a commitment to someone else. As I lose my voice again. But as I say, not looking promising for either of them. But they definitely side-eye each other. No love lost here. Really, Beth, a very low opinion of Megan, thinks she's nasty, cruel, bitch. Megan, threatened by her, worried about her, feeling she has to go to wherever Beth is to check up on her with the 6 of Swords in reverse. Beth doesn't think Megan's in it for the long haul. As far as this relationship is concerned, Megan is threatened by Beth's closeness to Harry from the long ago. and it's a sentimental kind of attachment. Beth is not convinced that she's going to win this journey, even though she's in there for the long haul. She's not very positive about her prospects. Megan couldn't be bothered, not going to go another round with this loser, with this ginger loser. As soon as I get my Instagram account up and running and start merching whatever products, those play suits, those romper things, then she's out of there. And it doesn't look like either woman is going to be very lucky when it comes to love. Or unless the star really is the booby prize when the star is in reverse. But on that note, snarky note, I will thank you for watching this reading and say goodbye till the next one.